Now, there's always something going on in the royal household, and this week has been no different. The Egyptian-born businessman who owned the department store Harrods and Fulham FC, Mohammed Al-Fayed, just died at the age of 94. Now, his death comes almost 26 years after the tragic car crash that killed his son, Dodi, and Princess Diana in Paris. And every Saturday, I love to give you a rundown, so who better to do so than a former royal butler, Grant Harrold. He joins me now. Grant, oh, goodness, you look like you're... Oh, this looks nice. You're on a cruise somewhere, aren't you?
I am, but it's only Scotland, Nana. It's not too far away.
Oh, that looks lovely. Scotland, oh, that looks beautiful. Well, anyway, let's get stuck in then. Let's talk about it, because, of course, Mohammed Al-Fayed, now, he's died. Talk to me a little bit about that.
He has, and it's interesting, Nana, because I was speaking to somebody about it when the news broke last night, and the person in question actually didn't know who he was. In fact, they eventually said, is that one of the characters from The Crown? And I thought, isn't it scary how something was such a big part of our time, well, my time, many years later has been almost kind of forgotten, if I can say that, which is it's quite sad, but it shows you how things move on, the world moves on. But obviously he was a very poignant figure. He was somebody, obviously, owned Harrods, a friend of the royal family at one point as well. And of course his son famously was dating Princess Diana at one point, obviously at the point of sadly of their deaths.
Oh, that's so sad as well. Were you working with the royal family at the time when Diana died?
No, I was only a few years later. At the time, it seemed a long time, but it was only about 5 or 6 years later when I actually joined. But as I've always said to people, she was never forgotten. You know, there's this myth that she was kind of forgotten and not part of it any longer, where she was very much part of it. You know, she was the mother of Princes William and Harry, the former wife, obviously, of the then Prince of Wales. And there was always, without breaking confidentiality or going into detail, there was signs and things to show that she was part of that family.
Now, what about this rumour that we're hearing, that King Charles was disappointed that Harry wasn't a girl?
I find that one of these weird rumours. These rumours keep coming up, don't they, Nana? I was never aware of anything like that. I mean, obviously I was there many years later after they've both been born, but as I said to you, Nana, the relationship between the king and his boys is a very close relationship. He dotes on them, he adores them, and despite everything that's happened, I still believe that love continues. I really do, because I saw how close they were, and I don't think that anything could ever destroy that. I think obviously it's been a damaged relationship over the last couple of years, but I don't think it's unfixable.
It's funny, because on my autocue somebody's written King Charles was disappointed Harry was a girl. Which is not. Although these days people want to identify as all sorts of things. Now, let's move on then, because I actually watched the Harry Invictus documentary. Don't know whether you've seen it, but what's your take on all of that? Is that the right way? Is that what Harry should be doing?
No, all I've read about it is it's not done as well as I think they hoped it would do. And I think this just goes to show a lot of what they're doing is, can I say, flopping. And I think it's just, I understand, as I've said to you, I understand that they've walked away from the royal family, they want this celebrity lifestyle, they want to move into television, but I think the things they're focused on are just not working. They're either flopping or they're having backlashes, and I think they need to rethink the direction of what they're doing. I would still like to think that one day they would return to normal royal duties and get on with what they were supposed to be doing. But as you would agree, I think that's long gone now, and they've obviously got to try to come up with a career that is sensible.
Well, it's ironic, because at the beginning of the documentary, he was asked a very simple question about, so what do you do, Harry? And he sort of mumbled, and then he came up with husband, dad, and a few other bits. He couldn't actually think of a proper job description.
This is the problem. This is the problem. When you're a member of the royal family, you have a job. You're a member of the royal family, you're working royal. They have created jobs. There's no question of that. When you leave, what do you do? And this is why I call them celebrity royals, because that's what they've become.
Well, listen, Grant, I'm very envious of this cruise that you're on. How many days is it?
Well, I must say into secret, Nana, it's Princess Cruises, which has actually got a godmother, is in the Princess of Wales. And I've actually been on the same cruise for about 7 times. This is my 7th time round the UK. So I'm becoming an expert on all things British, not just in etiquette, but now on the actual cultural side of things as well.
Well, I'm jealous, Grant. It looks fabulous. Listen, Grant, thank you so much for joining me. That is Grant Harrold. He's a former royal butler.